Hey, welcome to my channel. And today I like to show you that what I am making. Well, I decided to redo the dress uh, first from my first Burda magazine. And this Burda magazine is from July 1979. So I did use this magazine a lot. And I want to try and do this red dress. I did this red dress so many years ago. When I bought this Burda magazine, right away I start making the dress. And I love the dress. But it was a problem. The cleavage was too open, too low, or uncomfortable. The dress was beautiful. I didn't put the pockets because they have pockets up front, and I didn't use the belt, but I don't think this cleavage, this opening in the front was right for me at all. As I mentioned before, I am a small woman, not tall, short, and these patterns are made for taller ladies, taller women. And I'm showing you here the heart, V opening, cut, whatever you like to call it. And it was for me disaster because I was walking and I was using my hand to close this opening because it wasn't staying still and it was too low. And in the end, I did open this dress and I did something else. But I decided not to be intimidated by it, and I want to try and make it again. Of course, as ridiculous as me, and I choose the fabric that I shouldn't choose again, but I tried to make it, and then I said to myself, well, why don't I put camera on? And I want to share with you my pluses and my minuses, my struggling, my pleasure, my do's and don't do's, and all the recommendations that I would like to show you. So let's go and I will show you the V-neck. This is not the V, this is the more heart shape, or the front cleavage opening that I really was struggling with. Now I did that, and when I put on, what I find out, it is too low. So what I did is I add more fabric to make it less low, make it more fit. And when I put on the top, then I realized it started working. So it's taken me half of the century to have my experience in sewing. So it's funny as it sounds. This was very not pleasant. And I chose not the best fabric in the world. I chose something that I said, well, I see if it goes, it goes. If it's not, it will go to the pile of fixing, wanna do, or never gonna do. So I'm showing you here and I'm sharing with you. Of course, I'm gonna redo things, and of course, I'm gonna do the perfect lines. Of course, I'm gonna use the iron, and for sure, I'm gonna use the infusion and everything else that needs to be done. And I'm gonna put here a sleeve, not full one, the third part of the sleeve as it is in the Burda magazine. What I would like to show you here in the front, here was three darts, each side three darts, and as turned out later on, I was thinking that I'm bigger size, but turned out that I am smaller size. And you see, when you're working with the ready patterns, even that I'm trying to measure myself, still when I'm looking to the mirror, I'm saying, ooh, I am big. So let's go and be serious about it. Yes, yes, I know, it's taking time. It's taking a lot of patience even after so many years that I know sewing and I do have experience and I do know fabrics, still ridiculous, and I'm gonna say it again and again, this fabric it's not easy to work with because it has its own way to have their own direction, and I need to catch it up, go, come back. So here you see me and showing you the shoulders. And the shoulders, I will need to get rid of 2 inches of the shoulders because it's too long and I am not. So this is how I'm planning to do. And I'm planning to do mm, the buttons in the front. Is it was here, and I want to show you. I'm going to go continue coming back to this and showing you again and again. So it's July 1979. It's month 7 in the year, so you will know. I love this Burda magazine. I love the way that it is. I make a lot of things from this Burda. Trust me. So making the clothes from Burda, it was my mother-in-law that gave me the advice, and I knew the red lines. It's in German. It's rot. She told me, and grün, it's green lines. This is it. She didn't explain what I need to do, how I need to do, what I need to, and how I need to work here in those big pages of patterns. So, and it took me a while to learn, but I was good at taking the pattern out of this strange, paper and transferring to the real garments. Many clothing I make for my kids, toys. There's a lot of things inside. So, and I did enjoy working with this Burda. If you find the old-timers Burda, my advice to you, don't hesitate. Take it, making it's easy, it's pleasure, but don't forget your sizes of your body because this is what I did. And this is uh, in European 44, and I think I have 38 there, one of the sizes. Second size 44, it's, I'm going to translate and saying it's 18, size 18. So no, size 40, 42, size 18, yes, yes. 44, yes, size 18. But is I'm thinking that I am so big, even that I didn't add seam allowance, still the skirt was really wide, and I don't like somehow in my aging stages in life, I don't like a clothes that has a lot of fabric on it. So I like to show a little bit of my figure because I think I have one, so, and here I'm showing you that you need to concentrate and see which part goes where. I like the explanation there, the showing the picture and everything else. So here's the darts, and the dart is in the back and is on the shoulders, so I did ease on the shoulders, but still my back it's not so wide as in this uh, pattern, so I needed to make a lot of adjustments, you know And here what I'm showing you, there is no zipper in the back. So I came to this situation, to dilemma, what I'm going to do. I am not a young person and I cannot jump into the dress and jump out of it if I have only on the top the buttons. So I will show you later what I did, but the pattern that I use and that I made a lot of adjustments. Here they have a pocket, and the pocket, where's the pocket? It's here. Beautiful pocket. I love the shape of the pocket, really. I fell in love with this dress, and the shape of the pocket also has the darts on the sleeve. Well, yeah, again, I'm telling you, in a head, I did bigger, huge, and I was thinking that I'm so big, and I work hard to make adjustments. Well, rather to make it smaller than making small and you ruin the outfit and need to add fabric, and this is what I don't like. So um, I'm showing you the way that it is, that it shows every small details, and I love to work with Burda. My first magazine was this Burda, and it's staying with me all my life. I didn't separate myself from that. I lost a lot of things in life, but the Burda magazines stays with me. So this is like the best friends. So let's go back to the top of the dress, and I'm giving you the advice and not giving you the permission. If you have fabric like mine, you can use simple pencil. Here I'm just putting you something that you can see how my bust gonna look when I'm gonna wear it. So you can see this laid down beautiful, so have no problem with this. Well, my bust is a little bit bigger, but I'm just showing you how this fabric, it's not straight cotton. This fabric, it's like to has this own waist, so a little bit wavy and well, I prepare the sleeves that needs to be done. You see there marks of the pencil because this darts, because it's two sizes of the fabric, so it means that inside and outside, and inside doesn't show the outside, so you can use it, no problem, you see. So you can use pencil, and I giving you the permission, use it. Use the pencil inside, don't worry about it. The pencil, it's not a marker, so it won't transfer itself to the outside, so it won't be seen outside. Here I want to show you what I did here. This is the selvage that at the end of the fabric, and I love it. I love this, the way that it looks. So I cut the pattern this way that I can give a stitch from outside, and then I open the seams and I give a press. I mean iron press with the steam, and this way I can do it on the skirt also and continue. And I like not regular things, so I like little bit here and there to add my own design, my own a little bit of weirdness and craziness and designing, things. So it's gonna stay, and I like it the way that it is. So I'm gonna continue with the skirt exact the same way. So it will go straight, it will see that straight line from top till the bottom. And this is what's beautiful about it, that not as everybody else, mine. I love it. Now this fabric very pale, so to add to the fabric a little bit something, I added lace. Well, later on I will need to cut here. See me folding, because I was thinking I am too big. Look how much I need to fold. My biceps not so huge and not so big, but I'm just showing you that I did already the sleeve and it's ready to be installed. So nice way. I use iron, and it's very light bluish color of the fabric. The camera don't give the exact color, don't show exact color, but I'm telling you it's much lighter blue, so light sky blue. So, but because it's pale, so I decided I'm going to continue saying, I said already before, I added the lace, and I did iron it, and I did see how it's gonna look on the shoulders. And I'm not gonna use shoulder pad. Maybe they did before, but now I don't like it. Here what I did is I did create my own bias from different fabric, and I did uh, um, instead of me folding the fabric and creating the hemming, so I close the hemming side with this fabric, with the bias. And because this fabric doesn't have stability, and I was thinking, well, either I'm going to do infusion inside and then I need to give the stitch, or I'm gonna use it this way, and then on top I'm gonna add the lace. So it became beautiful, and I like the way that it is, so it works for me well. So if it works for me, it works for you, I'm happy, so try to find, nice closing stitches that it looks more appealing and professional. Give a little time, under machine, look that stitches will be straight. Here I will use ease, and what Burda gives me the dots that I transfer them, and now I'm gonna do the ease to create me to gonna ease the sleeve. What I did showed you that I do the ease on one side, on the other side I did reverse stitch. Here is reverse stitch, and I don't leave from both sizes the thread that I need to pull. Gently I am pulling the thread from only one side, the other side from the beginning of sewing the ease thread I give back and forth stitch, reverse stitch, that it should hold himself and it shouldn't go nowhere. So I don't need to tie the ease from both sizes. So I do have the one stitch being secured, and from the end, one end, I have the thread that I can pull up for making ease. So I am sure you need to play around, you need to see how it works, you need to put together things. If you need to do the basting stitches, do the basting stitches. Here I'm gonna add the infusion because I did add the fabric, and as I told you before, you see me, this is the pencil. You don't see the outside, the pencil. So remember, if I am telling you on that fabric you can use it, use it. Not every fabric, because some fabric are too thin or doesn't fit. Here I cut the another piece that I'm gonna add, so to go inside. So I will need to add infusion there to sew those things together. I will add this kind of lace in front because again I want to give a little bit color. The color look pale. I love those flowers, by the way. Whatever they are, nice, and For several years I want to make a dress, but didn't get into it. I didn't have time, and now I decided I don't do anything else. I will do that. Now we're going to the pockets. Oh, here we have different story of the pockets. I did cut the pockets, and again, this fabric has his own behavior. So it's like, I don't know what's being added there, but this fabric, it's not stable itself, so it needs to go ease here when I'm doing the ease. Yeah, here you go. Needs to go ease, and oh my, I did mistakes there when I was sewing. I'll show you later. So it's all right if you're making mistakes, as long as you have a window to fix them, a way to fix them. Don't forget that. So I so many years I'm sewing and I still make mistakes. So it's no matter what, you will. Nobody's perfect. So I'm thinking to add the this kind of bias, and I know that I have a video on my channel. Yes, I know that I have a video on my channel how I am making curves. Look, here I'm trying to show you those curves I make with iron and steam. Remember, iron and steam, and I do adjust the curve exactly as the pocket goes. I will show you the ready one, but I'm just showing you here that you should know. Here, if you're just doing that, it won't lay down flat. It will have corners that will sticking out, and the pocket won't look nice. I will work with my iron and steam to pull it a little bit and making curve, as you saw me doing, making curve. Here you go. This is what I will try and do on the pocket from the bottom, and on top I will ease the fabric that way that it will look natural. So you need to have a lot of patience, and you need to know what you're doing with your iron and steam. So you see me again, and I'm showing you again. I'm saying, don't afraid, this is bias. Bias tape, it's easy to work with. When you're cutting on the bias, you can create many beautiful curves. So here I'm showing you the curvy side and the top that I will continue and making from the bias. The bias when you're creating. Now this bias, it's a little bit on the wider side. So if you're gonna use bias tape that's already you buying from the store, I can tell you, don't. Create your own bias tape with the fabric that you're gonna cut by yourself, prepare by yourself. This fabric you will have control with. The thicker fabric, the stronger fabric, you won't be able to create the curves. So my main now concern to make it beautiful, to create the curve exact as the pocket. So I'm gonna work on that, and I will show you. I'm telling you, I love to do so because I can create this curve and I can sew on top. I can give one stitch as a bias. You need a little bit move from the corner when you're putting together, and I can make it better. I am trying to see if I can add a little bit color on the pocket. As I said before, this fabric, it's look pale. When you look into the pale fabric, you need to give a little bit of, color to make it look beautiful. You see how it goes and works on the sleeve. But I don't want to give too much, so I'm thinking front uh, a little bit, in the cleavage, pockets, belt, and the bottom. So not everywhere I want to put. Here I did that. So I want to show you, I especially showed you the bias tape, my own bias tape that I create. You see the pocket. This is from the Burda magazine that I copied. And you see how I work my ways, my magic ways, with my hands with iron. So I create the curves that way that it's look like tomato, potato, the way that you're thinking, and pumpkin, doesn't matter. So I did create with iron, work very patiently to create this kind of curvy look. You see, this is the bias that when you're cutting on the bias, this is what you see in the end. Okay, I'm just showing you that this is the size. This is how much you need to do to achieve the bias. So it's been folded 4 times and it will hold the shape. And what I like, the way that I work very patiently, it took me a while, but I made it. So this is what's important. You see how it's straight and it's not going curvy, but when I put this together patiently, use this. You can watch my video below where my husband create me those clapper, and I work with the clappers every time that I hold the steam, and then I lock with the clapper. Yes, I use another additional fabric to create stability, so just white fabric that's gonna be inside the pocket. Here you see this fabric, it's not the one that holds in straight shape, it has its own mind. So it's a little bit harder to work on. You see me the sleeve, you see the holes there. This is where I was transferring with the pencil the darts. Those darts are going like that. So this is how I copy. And here they have marks. You see the marks when you need to do the ease. This is what I love about this. They give me exact the same, and the same places. I love that. This is the line that goes from top to the bottom that you shouldn't think it goes on the opposite sides. So again, I love this about the Burda that I can work with. This is the top front, the folding line on the left, if you see, and you see those 3 darts in the front. This is I did with a pencil because I took the transferring paper and didn't want to transfer, so I said, all right, I don't mind that this paper will be, I will use it once, so I don't mind to do those holes with a pencil just to transfer the straight lines with a pencil inside the fabric, so it won't be appeared on outside. I'm not afraid of the pencil, so the pencil won't do me the damage. So I give you the advice and permission, you can do so, not a problem. Now this opening here, I didn't consider I should do it, much, not just higher, but much narrow. Again, my front, it's very tiny, so I was, didn't think that I'm so tiny, so this is what happened, needs to do the adjustment. Have 1 dart in the back. Again, I'm taking this cheap paper, if it's ripped, it goes, and I don't feel that, oh my, I took the When I was younger, I bought the transferring paper from the store. It was rolled. It was very expensive as the painters using. So here you can use cheaper paper to do so. Let's go back to outfit itself, and I did add the infusion here. When you're working in the front, you have to add the infusion. One piece that folds and the other that's in the front, because you will have buttonholes and you will have a pocket buttons. So you need something that will hold more, won't bend the fabric, and even the buttons, they are not going to be heavy, but still you need more stabilized fabric there. So I did use it. Now I'm going to do the front. I'm going to have a different infusion, and I'm going to use it. And you see me, I add the fabric piece and I did the stitch closer to the edge, that it should look more professional, because as I said, this was a mistake on not knowing that uh, first time many years ago I made mistake, not for no reason, because I was thinking that I'm taller, well, longer, whatever it is. But now I'm gonna be smarter, so I won't make again the same mistake, and good that I catched it early. So, and I'm gonna go and work and connect those. Okay, and it will gonna be fold and go inside. So this infusion and that exact the same. So when you cut in pieces, you need to cut them together, and you need to cut them, when you start cutting them, you need to cut them from the beginning when you are cutting your main outfit, because then you, when you need to those to add those pieces, you might not have exact the same size or lose the exact size. So I do cut them from the beginning, and then I have exact the same, so I have no problem. Here I will adjust later, and I will put attention this later to the shoulder stitch. I'm showing you again my creation that I want this fabric to look like that. Go back. Nobody asked you. Bias tape, sit there still. So I'm gonna go and continue doing my magic and working on my pockets and working on this dress, and trying to make this dress perfect, let's say. And because I love the color of the fabric, I love the way that everything looks, so I'm gonna go and work on it. As I mentioned before, I double the another white fabric inside the pocket, because I want the pocket should hold the shape and not to have their own shape, because this fabric is really has their own mind, so this is why on the table it looks wonderful, but here you go. So I'm thinking, mingling around, see if I do want to do so. Oh, it's look nice. What do you think? Oh, it's look very nice. Here in my situation, I don't have enough. You see, I'm looking on showing this way or the other way, which way the ends will look of the lace. So you need to be ready to try on and see how it goes, how the best way it will look. So here I did the front with infusion, and beautiful. I love the way that it is. I did try it on so many times that I want to see how it will fit with my body shape, because everyone has their own body shape, you have to know. So you need to have a mirror where you're working, the tall one, and you need to be ready to go out of your outfits and jump into that. So to try and see how it looks with your body shape. So I'm doing that. I did find already the buttons, and I had in my mind ones that will look nice. So I'm still need to work on the back of the neck, you know. So, and you see the pencil there, I didn't cut it yet because it was too long. So I need to cut here to make an adjustment. Maybe I will need to do so because, again, my back it's not so wide. Well, this is the first part of the dress that I am trying to make. Don't forget to sign up and write me comments below, and don't forget to put the thumbs up. And of course, I will see you in the next chapter of making my dress. Now it's so long. Showing you here.